Lecture 4, Early Writings. As people began to create systems of writing, they began to write about music and eventually to notate music, inventing systems to represent musical elements with specific symbols. The earliest writing systems humans developed were wedge-shaped marks on clay tablets called cuneiform, roughly 3,400 BC to 5,000 years ago, in ancient Sumer. The Sumerian civilization flourished between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, modern-day Iraq, during the Copper Age and the beginning of the Bronze Age, and definitionally demarks the transition from human prehistory to history. History is defined as a written record of past events. With the advent of writing about music and of written music, we move from prehistoric music to music history. And for notated music, a transition that continues for thousands of years as systems are developed, lost, rediscovered, and modified for various cultures around the globe. The beginnings of notated music are unclear, with the earliest example found by archaeologists being the Hurrian hymn number 6, written approximately 1400 BC, which was excavated from the ancient Amorite Canaanite city of Ugarit in modern-day Syria. Here's an image I retrieved from Wikipedia. Again, I only have black and white, so you can see those wedges, right? Okay, page doesn't want to turn. The Hurrian collection, with fragments of 36 hymns in total, were excavated in the 1950s, with only one hymn surviving in its entirety. Linguist Emmanuel Laroche cataloged the hymns and published H6, Hurrian hymn number 6, in 1975. Assyriologist Anne Draftcorn-Kilmer and musicologist Marcel Duquesne Guillemin worked on the tablets to reveal the tuning methods for the Babylonian lyre and to decode the musical intervals on H6. Needless to say, quite a bit of research and theorizing went into these scholars' reconstruction of H6, and modern scholars are confident of the lyrics, that it is a religious hymn to a goddess named Nikal, that probably used a lyre with 9 strings. But there is no consensus on the exact pitch sequence, rhythm, or meter of the piece. Modern reconstructions of H6 are therefore varied. And I decided to have ChatGPT generate for me a list of summary of scholarly confidence in H6, which I thought was interesting. Really nice little, we have element, confidence level, and notes. So elements, language of the text, moderate confidence, Hurrian is not fully understood. Element, instrument, lyre, high confidence, consistent with archaeology. Element, tuning system, moderate to high, notes based on Babylonian theory but applied speculatively. Element, melody and rhythm, low. Many competing reconstructions. And element, performance practice, very low. And notes entirely speculative. So let's listen to a little bit of a reconstruction of Hurrian hymn number 6, posted on YouTube by Michael Levy. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. I don't know, does it fit too clearly into our own modern conceptions? It's right in a major scale. We have a bias towards the major scale that even wasn't there in the Middle Ages, where there were 7 modes used fairly equally. But here we go. The lyrics for Hurrian hymn are themselves difficult to translate because the Hurrian language is imperfectly understood, and the hymns seem to be written in a local dialect, which is different than other dialects. A partial translation reads, "Endeared, she will love me in her heart. The offer I bring may wholly cover my sin. Bringing sesame oil may work on my behalf. In awe may I. The barren may they make fertile. Grain may they bring forth. She, the wife, will bear to the father. May she, who has not yet borne children, bear them." These lyrics reveal perennial concerns and remain themes in popular songs today. Think Tori Amos's Spark, Christina Perri's 1,000 Years, or Stevie Wonder's Isn't She Lovely? Ancient Greek music was notated using the alphabet placed above syllables of the text. Think C, D, E, F, G, right? We do that today, except for we don't just write out the things. We have one extra layer we do. However, similar with the problems of reconstructing H6, reconstructing ancient Greek music is fraught with challenges, including few examples of notated music, most of which are fragmentary, and with most replications being highly theoretical scholarly efforts. Armin de Anjour's YouTube channel is dedicated to the reconstruction of ancient Greek music, and the 2017 video Rediscovering Ancient Greek Music offers insight into a choral performance with a reconstructed aulos, a double-piped wind instrument painted on many artifacts, such as red figure cups. In Aeschylus's play, so Aeschylus is around 525 to 556 or 456 BC. Orestes is the son of King Agamemnon and Queen Clytemnestra. To avenge his father's murder, he kills his mother and her friend Aegisthus. The act of matricide leads to him being pursued by the Furies, goddesses of vengeance. Orestes stands trial in Athens, and with the help of the goddess Athena, the Furies are appeased. And here I tried to print out a papyrus fragment around 200 BC containing the choral song from Euripides' Orestes. It didn't print out as well, but you can kind of see. But this is the kind of stuff that folk are working with, right? You can see there's holes right in the middle of the papyrus. Okay, here's a translation I found online. Lyrics for the Orestes fragment 338 to 44 as follows. "I must be beside you and comfort you with my advice when people are close friends. It's a noble thing to offer help like that. But no, you poor girl, go inside the house. Lie down and let your sleepless eyelids rest. Have some food to eat and wash your body. For if you leave me to catch some disease by sitting here with me, then I'm done for." Let's listen to a section of d'Anjour's reconstruction of Euripides' Orestes, written in 408 BC. And this has an aulos and a chorus. Interesting. I wonder where they get such interesting rhythm. Maybe they're following the language. I know, I did know, side note, I did meet a Greek person in Baltimore who was playing folk music then. And he said Greek folk music's all in weird rhythms, right? So maybe. Continuing on. Another point of relevance for ancient music writing is the Book of Psalms, composed approximately between the years 1410 and 430 BC. There are 150 of these songs, still in use today in Jewish and Christian churches and liturgical services, for prayer and worship, and as spiritual reflection. The oldest psalm to be written was likely Psalm 90, described as a prayer of Moses, the man of God, who was alive around 1400 BC. The oldest surviving parchment of the psalm scrolls were preserved in a limestone cave in Qumran, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and date to the 3rd century BC. And I have the Great Psalm scroll I printed out. You can see how it actually gets rolled this way, right? The Psalms are not notated music, but include superscriptions that help today's performers reconstruct reconstruct their takes on the Psalms. Superscriptions include to the choir master with stringed instruments, according to the Doe of the Dawn, and a Psalm of David. The word Salah is used 71 times in the Psalms and possibly refers to an instrumental interlude, giving listeners a moment to reflect on the lyrics. Other words describe how music should sound, such as maskil, meaning contemplative, miktam, possibly a type of poem, shigayan, passionate or wander song, and higayan, possibly soft or for meditation. The Masoretic text for the Psalms also includes cantillations, which mark accents and phrasing. The most beloved psalm today for many people is likely Psalm 23. In English, the King James Version uses elevated prose that is described as having literary import, being quoted by writers including John Milton, William Shakespeare, Herman Melville, William Faulkner, and many others. It reads, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." Let's listen to a section of Peter Pringle's YouTube channel, where he constructed a lyre based on one dating to 1200 BC in the ruins of the northern Israel city Har Megido, also known as Armageddon, and sing Psalm 23 in Hebrew. Lovely, lovely. Have a good day.